facilitator for tonight. So my name is Mark Stacey, I'm Vice President of the RBMS, and welcome all tonight. Tonight is a bit of a night of reflection. We're looking back at how the RBMS has progressed over the 28 odd years that it's been around, what's happened this year in catchment management, and what might be in store for the next year ahead. We'll also be holding a brief AGM before we sort of go through those things as well. And very importantly, we'll also be recognising the contribution of two key members of the RBMS and awarding some life memberships. Before we jumped into the AGM, I just wanted to give a very quick recap on the RBMS. It's been a big year for us, and I think Jesse will cover some of this ground in his presence report. But just very briefly, we did 8 seminars, 8 reading groups, including some in Wodonga and Brisbane. We ran a very successful Fishways field trip in Melbourne. We supported the 7th Australian Stream Management Conference, provided 2 submissions to 2 Victorian Government strategies, and we put a lot of effort into sort of expanding our online services. And so one of the things that you might be aware is that this seminar has been recorded, as about half of the ones this year have also been recorded. They're now available freely on YouTube if you want to Google RBMS AU if you miss anything. And we've made a decision to put all of the past Australian Stream Management Conference proceedings online and open up so they're available to everyone. So that's from ASM 1 through to 7. And we've also decided to open up our 13,000 historical waterway photos. That search function for everyone as well. So a few big decisions there that we've made, we're grappling with for some time about the degree to which they're available for everyone, not just RBMS members, but we've taken the lead. So I'm going to welcome Jesse to chair our AGM.
Thanks, Mark. Look, welcome everyone. We'll try and not make this go for too long. The real focus of this evening is obviously recognising the efforts of some soon-to-be life members of the RBMS and hearing from them and Ross Hardy. So we'll move through the AGM relatively quickly, and so the agenda's up on screen now. There's a couple that are on seats around the room, but hopefully you should all be able to read that. A little bit better. So welcome. Have we received any formal apologies at all?
Jamie Kay and Miles.
Two apologies for this evening. Thank you. The minutes of the previous AGM, which some of you may have been here for, was held on the 21st of November 2013. So I'll bring them up on screen, and we'll just have to move that they're true and correct. So there we are there. We've got our attendance, our apologies. We moved the last meeting. Jeff did an outgoing report, I did an incoming report, and Marty did our Treasurer's report. That's about it. So, I'd like just to move that those minutes are true and correct. Claire will second that. Thank you, Claire. Okay, so gradually working through this. President's report. So, the 2014 year has been a fantastic year for the River Basin Management Society. We've achieved a great deal over the last 12 months. I'll get this up. Screen as well. Great. In keeping the success of recent years, we've held 6 highly informative seminars, a number of reading groups, a fishing field trip, and our first ever movie night. In addition to the above events, the RBMS has participated at the Victorian Environmental Water Quarter's 2014 Environmental Water Matters Forum. We published newsletters for our members, made a submission to the draft Victorian Floodplain Management Strategy, one off there, and helped organise the 7th Australian Stream Management Conference. To complete this impressive list, we've also overseen transition to a new constitution, and amongst a range of important changes, this constitution provides greater flexibility in allowing us to use technology to run our special general and annual general meetings, and this in turn enables rural and interstate committee members to participate in meetings, which is an absolute must if the society is to continue to push beyond the predominantly Victorian focus that we have at the moment. To achieve all of the above and all of what Mark mentioned in his introduction, I'm indebted to the fantastic volunteer committee who've worked tirelessly throughout this year. So firstly, we must say goodbye to Les Tate, Jared Lyons and Jeff Peets, who could be here tonight. So thank them for a great support over the previous year. And yeah, I'm encouraged and impressed by the continued vigour and enthusiasm of the members that have stayed on committee, and a few of those are notching up a few years now. We could get a few 5 or 6 year milestones soon. So Joe Slykeman, Claire Ferguson, Mark Stacey, Martin Hillmaker, Dan Borg, Jamie Kay, Josh Howell and myself. So thank you all guys, been very impressed with your work this year. I'm delighted to announce that the committee will be its largest in this coming financial year, as we welcome new members from Victoria, Ashley Roberts, Alison Miller and Miles Coker, and from Queensland, Mishko Ivazic, Julian O'Mara and Fiona Gilbert. So I'd like to finally thank you, our members, for making a great year, and I look forward to your continuing involvement in helping to make RBMS a valuable society for you and for the industry of the Basin and water management. Thank you all. That's my report for the year just been. And I will also be providing another slightly shorter report for the year to come. Wait, that's the last thing I do. Marty, Treasurer's report, including proposed budget and recommended fees. Please. Right.
All right. One of the formalities of the evening is the Treasurer's report. We had another good year last year. Essentially, we don't try and make a lot of money or lose a lot of money, and we've been successful in that again. We still have a reasonable turnover of 23,000 and expenses of 21,000. So we ended up with a $1,900 profit, if you want to call it a profit. We weren't banking on it. We were thinking of a small loss, small profit. We're happy with that. So it was a good year from that point of view. We initially thought we were only going to have a 9-month year, because we were planning on introducing the new constitution a little earlier, which and a big part of that was changing the end of the financial year from the 30th of September to the 30th of June to align with the normal fiscal year, which we've finally done, but the report I'm producing now is for a full 12 months. So we had really good income from our members. We received 105 payments, most of those online through PayPal and some direct debits, and of course the ongoing support from Wise Waterways. We had 24 people who attended Wise Waterways. Part of their fee is a member. It's not a free, but it's a membership for the RBMS. That's very important to the society, to have those ongoing members join us and stay with us in the years ahead. We ran 6 seminars, 6 or 8. I'm not sure. I thought it was 6, but
interstate is there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we put on wine and a few nibbles, and we don't make money out of that, but they're great nights to bring people together. So we made a loss of $786 over the year. Again, that's pretty much what we're expecting. We have $14,000 in a fixed term interest account, so interest rates are pretty low, 2.4%, so we don't have much interest. We've got $280 income, which was nice. And our cheque account, so both accounts are pretty healthy, $14,383 and $6,000 in our cheque account, which is more our trading for spendals and that sort of thing. We had a couple of expenses, the industry award night. We had one payment come in October, and we made one payment, so that was just the night was held in August, and there was just a couple of late payments and income, so that was expected. Like Mark mentioned, there was probably of the 23,000, we had 13,000 in two transactions. One of those was the digitisation of all the historic waterway photos, which was paid for really by the Integrated Catchment Management Fund, commonly or previously referred to as CAF, which we shouldn't say, but it is. Anyway, that was 13 grand. It was a big payment, and it was a lot of work in that. So it was a really good achievement to get those, and they're pretty impressive photos. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. And then also bringing the proceedings online electronically. So yeah, that was another good effort. It was also supported by ICN. So thanks to the committee there. It couldn't have happened without those guys. They're big payments, and it's a good thing to do. Every year we have to have our accounts audited. We have that done by a guy called Adrian McConnell, and we pay $770 for his services, and we'll hopefully do that again next year. Bank fee is $36, which is a reduction, quite a significant reduction on previous years, so I'm happy with that because I don't like paying those guys. Fees for doing nothing really, and our internet and website expenses, as you I'm sure can appreciate, we can't really operate without the website. And Mark's been brilliant at managing that, and there are fees involved with that, and it is really, it's quite user friendly. I think we've still got a little bit more to do, but membership reminders, and that's been a big thing for this year to get those automatic emails go out. That was great. So well done, Mark, and we'll continue to keep developing that. We have some regular fees when we receive online payments. There's of course a transaction fee, $229, and we had a few just miscellaneous expenses. We have a PO box, an annual statement for Consumer Affairs of Victoria, and we contributed a gift to ASM of $150, and we changed the constitution of a small fee involved with that. So there we have insurance, $500 odd. And when we have committee meetings, there's a small amount of food put on for the committee. So that was $400. But in summary, we made a small profit, and that's really a good result. But thanks to the ICM for supporting the RBMS again and helping make some good investments for the members. And we pretty much stuck to our budget, so that was how we were able to achieve another good result. The income and expense statement, I'm not going to go through it. It's pretty much what we expect. The only thing we didn't do was run a field trip last year, which we try and make break even or small profit. But yeah, it's up there if you're interested. But you can see we were planning on a $1,582 loss in our budget, and we made a $1,900 profit, which is good. And our balance sheet, thanks Jess. We've got basically a check account and a fixed term account, and it's $20,670 combined. So that's what we're worth. And our accounts were audited by Adrian McConnell and Associates. And if you can just go through to the next page, please, Jess. The only thing worth noting is the opinion there, and it says the financial report of the Basin Management Society gives a true and fair view of the RBMS financial position as at 30th September. So we are legit, and you've checked out pretty comprehensively. So that's again a good thing. Proposed budget. I'll just talk about the main things because there's a lot of standard things there. We're planning to hold 2 functions this year. One's already been held. That was the Fishways field trip, which was a success. Well done, Dan and team. We're hoping to have another field trip, loosely, up in Northwest Vic, sort of that area, still to be defined. And we're hoping to do some early planning for another awards night, which will be held in August of 2015. So it won't fall into this year, but again, we're going to be relying on the support of ICM to provide some funds, because 2012, when it was run last, it was about a $26,000 venture. We broke even, but we don't have the funding to finance that up front, so we're going to rely on CAF or ICM for that. So they're probably the main things. And again, try and break even or make a small loss is what we're hoping to achieve. Anyone got any questions on the budget for next or for this year? Into the year? It will be a short year. It will be 9 months. We've made that change, and those numbers reflect that. So the memberships are down as a result. So membership fees, we have a $60 membership fee, which I'm sure you're all well aware of, and that's an annual fee. I propose that we continue with that fee. We are going to look at that this year in a bit more detail. For the moment, though, it's still $60. So I, Martin Hillamarker, the treasurer of RBMS, recommend that the 2014-15 RBMS membership fee structure be $60. Does anyone want to second that? Is everyone happy with that? Cool. Okay. So thanks, Dan. We'll probably issue some information on it. We're going to have a look at it. It might stay the same. It might change a little bit. I don't know, but it won't be anything dramatic. And then, as far as the auditor for next year goes, Adrian McConnell and Associates are happy to continue to provide service at the same fee. So I would like to propose that they be appointed to undertake our audit again next year. So again, I propose that. Would anyone like to second that? Thanks, Dan. And that is the Treasurer's report for last year and for the year ahead.
Marty, sorry, just for the minutes, do you mind also moving that the Treasurer's report be accepted as true and correct?
Sure.
And we need a second for that.
So I propose that the Treasurer's report is true and correct. Would anyone like to second that? Thanks. Thank you.
And that the auditor's report is true and correct. We need a second for that.
Sure. So I propose that the auditor, Adrian McConnell's report is true and correct. Would anyone?
I can second that.
Cool, thanks. And that's all in the report on our Dropbox if anyone would like to look at this in more detail. Any questions on that? No? All right. Back to the main event.
Thanks, Marty. So look, I'm just going to do a quick outlook for the year ahead, and some of it was alluded to in Marty's budget just then, and then we can get on with the exciting part of the evening. So, as Marty mentioned, this financial year is going to be a bit shorter than usual, so we've changed our constitution, and our financial year now ends across the June, July months as the norm, and we're still going to try and get as much as possible into those 9 months, and we've already commenced doing that. We've also got a new committee that's larger than ever, and we've got in-state members now, which is fantastic, and so we'll be running events up in Queensland, which we've started doing and will continue to do. And so we'll be aiming to run at least 3 seminar and reading groups up north. So this presents a few difficulties for us, but also some incredible opportunities for the society. So by running events in both Victoria and Queensland, we hope to provide a broader suite of topics to the benefit for our members and also grow our membership base. In Victoria, we'll continue to host a number of seminars and reading groups, and we'll also be aiming to run another successful field trip. Much of the planning for our last field trip did occur last financial year, but fish were only moving in this financial year, so slight anomaly there. Technically, we run 2 field trips this year, even though we sort of associate the Fishways one as last year's event. More than ever, you should be able to access relevant news, updates and information about our events as we continue to utilise our fantastic website and social media. During the 14-15 RBMS financial year, I'd like to see us continue to facilitate effective engagement through frequent and robust discussions within our industry between practitioners, managers, policymakers and academics. We'll do this through bi-monthly seminars, monthly reading groups and another field trip, which will inform and provide lasting connections among members in Victoria and Queensland. Disseminate and share knowledge through the use of our new website, publication of our newsletter and through the use of proprietary social media products. Continue to strengthen our networks by increasing the size of our membership base. This includes the encouragement of student memberships to ensure emerging professionals have access to the cumulative knowledge of the industry, and commence the organisation of the second RBMS Industry Awards Night to help recognise the inspiring work that's undertaken in catchments across Australia. And finally, I just wish to thank you all for your continued support and contribution to our society. And on behalf of the committee, we look forward to this upcoming year or 9 months of it, and encourage any suggestions, advice, or questions that you may have on how we can continue to improve the activities we provide. So, thank you all. That brings to a close the formal, the annual general meeting. So I declare that the AGM is closed at 6:35 p.m.